Hi guys, good morning. Welcome back to my channel, and in this video I want to talk a little bit more about Poshmark and my Poshmark journey so far. So this past week was actually pretty slow sales week. Normally I have daily sales either from Poshmark or Poshmark and other channels, which is my Vinted or Mercari, or like one Poshmark, and then like one Mercari, then the next day. At least there's always sales like one or another. But this past week was super slow, so I was kind of like waiting and waiting. I could say that last week was probably one of the slowest week I've had so far since January. And since this is my first year on Poshmark, there's a lot more learning that I'm gonna go through for each week, each month, and seasons of the year. And I've heard a lot from like YouTube or people's posting on Reddit that the summer typically is the slowest month, so I'm kind of getting ready for that. So in this video I have 8 tips on what to do during a slow sales week. So when it comes to slow sales, I feel like the most important thing is to calm down, to be patient, but most importantly is to push your closet or push your items in front of the consumer. Obviously when it's slow, it means that actually there's not a ton of consumers, so you just need to kind of like shoot everywhere and just think that eventually someone will come. Just kind of like a bet. It's almost like when you're looking for a job. So I have these tips that are related to pushing your closet or pushing your store in front of the consumer's face, so that they can remember your closet, see your new closet, the fresh closet, and kind of buy some stuff from you. My first tip, well, I'm gonna spread the tips across like the hours of the day, starting from the morning to late night. So my first tips is from the morning. Every morning this past week when I wake up, I always post like new things in my every morning I wake up and I always try to post new things in my closet. This past week I try a new thing, basically to push 5 new things in my closet every morning. So I wake up around 6 o'clock in the morning or 6:30, and I just upload new content to my closet with the hope that someone who follow that brand will come and see me, or my followers see my new posting in their homepage, or just people passing by will see these new items from me. In the past, I've always think that posting at a bunch every weekend or every one time in the week is better, and I don't know exactly if posting every day or daily is with a smaller quantity is better. To me, I don't know if it really makes the logic. Sure enough, sure that you're more active by posting every day, but I feel like when you're already purchasing something and it's just waiting in your in your storage area, it's not the most efficient or effective way to do sales. I feel like the better way to do sales is once you have it, just push it out, because then you have more time out there for people to see. What if people actually look at your closet on Sunday and they don't find anything they like, and you post it on Wednesday when they don't come back again to your closet? So like, what happened? You kind of lose like one sale right there. That's always my philosophy, but now I'm trying new things. I'm gonna see what happens. What happens when I start posting daily. But yeah, I'd say try to at least post maybe new things in your closet every day. Also, if I don't post, besides like posting once a week, I typically like thrift or shop in the middle of the week, so that kind of help refresh my closet once in a while during the week, so that if I come to my closet on Wednesday, I'll see something new instead of like waiting every week. The next tips I have is to continue sharing during parties. I am a part-time seller myself, so I'm not like, I have a full-time job and I just do Poshmark on the side as something for fun, right? So I typically share during lunch hour, and these days I'm super busy with work, so I don't even normally take lunchtime. I just share based on the party. So if it's like a Lululemon, Nike, Adidas party, then I only share those items, like just go down to a coffee shop or like go to the bathroom for like 5 minutes and just share those items. And then I also mostly share on my train ride back to my apartment. So 5 o'clock I go home and I just share all my items. Also, I start sharing again around 7:30, 8 p.m. and 9 o'clock. And 9 p.m. is normally like the busiest time on Poshmark, because people in the Midwest and East Coast are kind of like ready to sleep, like slouching on the couch and just playing with the phone, and people on the West Coast just started going home from their work, in train ride or car ride, whatever. They shouldn't be playing with their phone anyway, but they're actually on their phone. So try to share in parties at 9 p.m. Just push your stuff. I typically share my closet from the bottom to the top, although I've heard from other YouTubers that it's not exactly the best way. So nowadays I try to kind of mix and match, try to put some item on the top and then like recycle other items on the top. So I give a fair share of visibility to all my items, not only the ones on the top. So yeah, make sure your items just get some visibility. The point of sharing is to make sure that your items is not buried in the bottom of the brand or whatever people query for. Because I've seen, I've caught it one day when I was sharing. I was looking for my items. Apparently every second that happens, there's like hundreds and thousands of Poshmark shares that happen. So like even then you think like your item is already in the bottom of the list, even though you just shared it. So I mean, depending on how popular the item is still. So like Zara, for example, is really saturated in Poshmark, so like just a ton of people share their stuff. Just make sure that your item is always on the top of the list. If you never share, if you hardly share, then your item is probably on the low, where people just tired of scrolling and they're not even looking at your items anymore. So make sure you share in party. Third items is offers to likers or price drop. I typically do this in the morning during my train ride to the office or after I come back from the office. So I found out that like I've been doing a lot more offers to likers just because there's hardly any movement in my closet. I just want to sell something. I don't care, man. Like if I need to pay a little bit for shipping, I just want something to move, because I get so bored just sharing all this stuff every day, all the time. So I just make sure I send a push an offer to sell a buyer sorry, and I actually have caught maybe 2, 3, 4 sales through that method. Another method you can do is price drop, a regular public price drop. This is actually worse because you kind of need to drop the price for everyone, and the moment you drop the price on that item, Poshmark actually remembers that that's the lowest price drop you've done. So during closet clear out, you can only drop so much unless you relist that item. But I found out that price drop lately work better. I don't know if people, the way Poshmark do notification for offers for likers just more annoying than how they do like price drops and stuff. I don't know, honestly. Last Thursday I did a price drop, and Friday morning I did a price drop, and I got a few sales through that, and tried to do this near the end of the week. Reason why is I know a lot of people in Poshmark are not the richest person, and they're normal like working class people, so a lot of them get paid during the weekend. So be cognizant of when people get their salary or their pay, and try to push more offers throughout that time, because that they have the purchasing power to actually buy your stuff. So I did my offers to likers every day, just because like I don't care, man. Like I just want to push offers. But like price drops, I tend to do it on the Thursday and Friday, and that attracted a few sales and made a few sales for me this past week. Then now at night, I do a little bit more digging. When sales are slow, I'm so annoyed typically. So what I'll do, I go to the brand that I like, for example Zara, and I look for the item that is very similar to mine, and I'll go to the seller's item and look at the likes, and I'll go open the likes and actually follow the people who actually like that item. It's called targeted following. So you follow people that you think will be interested in your closet or your item. Yeah, and I think through doing that, I noticed that the next day after I followed some people who like Zara items, the next day I sold like 2 or 3 Zara items. So that's pretty cool. Another following item that I typically do at night is following new people or new closet or fresh closet, just because that I remember when I was new, I feel so happy when someone follow me and I'll check their closet out, and I want to do the same. Like, I want to actually just invite those new people and make my closet visible to them, telling them how awesome my closet is and to purchase from my closet. So yeah, I think through doing that, you just open up visibility of your closet to people who might be interested in your items, like a targeted following, or people who are new to Poshmark and interested in buying or perhaps selling but they want to look around. The next tips number 5 is to share with the Poshmark community. Since I've been so frustrated that my closet has been so slow this week, I've been actually looking at YouTube and learning from a couple other YouTubers how they have, like, how do they tackle things, how they do things better, just basically learning, evaluating what you've done, evaluating and see what can you do better. So that's another thing. I've also been posting and helping people out on Reddit. So there is a Poshmark I don't know how this topic in Reddit, and I follow it, and I'm just reading what people say. I share my frustration that it's a slow week and hear what other people, like the tips that other people have for me. So share and build a Poshmark community outside of Poshmark itself. I guess besides that, also to add on that, I have a friend in Iowa. Amber, if you're watching, hey, I'm mentioning you right here. But I also talk to her a lot about Poshmark, when it sales. Is there anything I'm doing wrong? Or is it just, it's a general sales slow down overall? It's kind of fun to have a friend to talk to because you can exchange your mind, exchange your experience, and like all this sales data and stuff. So yeah, if you have a friend or want to build a friendship through Poshmark, it's definitely another positive thing to do. The next tips that I have is to analyze my closet. So since it's really slow, I think it's again related to the previous learning thing. Basically, slow time means that you have the opportunity to check and recheck what's wrong with your closet. Maybe there's nothing wrong, maybe there's something, your closet is already good, but there's always ways to improve your offerings to the customer. So I've been building this spreadsheet since the beginning of my Poshmark journey, and I've gathered a lot of sales data, when, what brand, what exactly I'm selling, what color, what size, and how much I sell it for. And it's time for me, even though I haven't done it yet, to actually use that data, analyze, and maybe make a graph on what time of the month sales come up. Maybe it's related to someone's, some people's paycheck timeline, or what size sells the most. And Poshmark, although this might be a little bit biased because a lot of the stuff I sell is smaller size because a lot of them are my own stuff. Also, what color people like, what brand people like. I find that a lot of YouTubers talk about how cool Lululemon brand is, how Anthropologie or Free People is a really popular item to sell. I don't know about you, and I want to hear from you, but basically based on my own experience, it's not always the case. Actually, the best item that I've sold in my closet is a Puma shoes, and I've sold a bunch of them over time, although I cannot really sell them again now because the seller that I got it from already don't have this product. But yeah, it's my hot item, and no one ever talk about this Puma shoes. So yeah, I mean, it's really definitely different based on your style, based on what you you like, you sell. If you sell awesome stuff regardless of your brand, I think it's gonna sell. So yeah. But anyways, analyze. If you have the data, I think it is the time for you to actually create those graphs and refer the data and information. What other, if Puma is a popular brand, then maybe next time I'll just shop for Puma stuff or increase my Puma offerings in my closet. Tips number 7 that I have is branch out. If you have not tried these other platforms, Vinted, Mercari, Tradesy, blah blah blah, eBay, try to evaluate it and try to branch out. Basically, it's almost like investment, right? You kind of need to diversify. I know Poshmark has typical customers that use Poshmark. Mercari, a lot of younger customers, a lot more guys. I sell more guy stuff in Mercari. also like vintage, I think a lot of older population to my findings. But you know, like try to cross list in a few other platforms to make sure if you don't get sales from Poshmark in this one day, maybe you'll get a sale from Mercari or Vinted. So yeah, it's a chance for you to list and branch out to these other platforms. The last and most important tips is to be patient and have fun. At the end of the day, you don't die just because you don't have sale. And okay, honestly, it's not fair for me to say that because a lot of you may be like a full-time seller on Poshmark, but I am not. For me, I do Poshmark to have fun, and it's just fun, you know, to go shopping and actually sell stuff you like to other people and offer better deal for other people if they like that item. So honestly, just have fun and don't stress. Eventually, if you have awesome closets, if you've executed all of the above, if you just make sure, you know, you've improved your closet, eventually the sale will come itself. I've heard this saying from one of the YouTubers: if you can sell something like really stupid and really cheap and really dirty and really dumb somewhere on eBay or, you know, like online, there's no way you cannot sell your clothing item on Poshmark. There's just a ton of people in Poshmark or all of these other platforms that there's no way you're gonna not have sales continuously after you put all the efforts. So yeah, those are my 8 tips on how to deal with a slow sales week on Poshmark. I hope this is helpful for you. Like and subscribe if you like this video, and see you on the next video. Bye!